Good morning. Ooh. Welcome to the First Parish Church of Stowe and Acton, a welcoming and spiritual community. My name is Rayla Matson, and I serve as the Director of Religious Education at FPC. For those visiting us for the first time, we welcome you. Please let us know you're here by filling out one of our visitor information cards in the pews and hand it to the usher or drop it in the plate. Our minister, staff, and board are listed on the front of the order of service. Please feel free to ask me or any one of these people for more information. If you would like a large print hymnal, or an assisted listening device, please ask our ushers. Our assisted living devices are small radios, and anyone is welcome to use one of those to listen to the service from another space in or around the building. Nursery care is available today, and usually our K-5 children attend the first part of the service, and then they head to class. But today, they are staying in the service for a special presentation for you. After the service, please join us for coffee and conversation in our fellowship hall, which is downstairs, or the elevator at the end of the building, or join us for conversation in a breakout room if you are watching us online. I'd like to draw your attention to the announcements in the order of service, and I also invite you to check out our webpage where you can sign up for our newsletter or email alerts. And now we have an additional announcement from Chris.
First off, I'd like to thank the Evergreen Wind Ensemble for our Prelude. They'll be covering on the... Thank you so... It's great that they're here. You'll notice the choir isn't here this morning. I'm giving them a bit of a break because we are singing a big service this evening, a solstice celebration at 5 p.m. here in the sanctuary. Beautiful music and readings from the many faiths and traditions represented at our parish church. And we were rehearsing yesterday on a Saturday morning, nonetheless, and the choir was sounding great, and I'm really excited to share this program with you, so hope you can join us. Thanks.
And now I'd like to ask Bob Tabor to come up, and we have another special presentation.
Good morning. So almost exactly 21 years ago, on December 24th, 2004, there was an earthquake off the coast of Indonesia, set off a tsunami that traveled at 600 miles an hour across the ocean and killed 200,000 people. In India, on this 90-mile stretch of coast, 15,000 people died. So we have made annual journeys to this area ever since, supporting the villages, supporting an orphanage, and FPC has supported our efforts every one of those years. We used to collect friendship kits from the families. Now we're collecting children's vitamins and toothpaste, which are more in demand and less in any kind of supply in India. Russ Hart is coordinating the collection, and he'll be a coffee hour, but every Sunday. I've made 20 trips to India. Vicky Tabor has made 6. Russ Hart has made 5. Joe Holmes made 2, once with his daughter Cara, and Neil Saunders made a trip with us. At the orphanage, we provide children with a safe, healthy, caring home and an education. In the Dalit villages, the Dalits are the caste formerly known as the Untouchables. They're fairly oppressed and poor. And in these villages, we have formed, with NGOs that we work with, women's self-help groups. Over the years, we've seen these women have been taught their rights, and we've now seen over 100 of them elected to local government. We provide for some of these women foot treadle sewing machines and classes, And when they graduate, they keep the foot treadle sewing machine, can set up a little business sewing for their families and neighbors. We do a lot of micro-lending in these villages. We lend these women's self-help groups money for herds of dairy cows, organic farming, vermiculture. We've given the fish vendors loans so they can have bicycles to increase the radius. They can deliver fresh fish in the morning. Fish has to be delivered early in the morning because there's no refrigeration, and it can be cooked before it rots. For FPC, we appreciate your vitamins and your toothpaste, but also families and children can write letters to the children at the orphanage and enclose photos, and we will return with pictures of the children holding your photo and a letter from the children. Some of them will be on the slideshow. So thank you for your generous support. We deeply appreciate this, and so do the children at the orphanage and all the people in the villages. So thank you. Russ and Vicky and I will be a coffee hour with more slides and answer any questions. So thank you very much for your support.
Good morning. So great to see all of you out in these snowy conditions today, and also knowing that there's a second service today after the roads are plowed more. You are the hardy and intrepid New Englanders, and I love you for it. Our story today is a story by the author Lemony Snicket. Now, how many of you are familiar with Lemony Snicket? How many of you are not? What you need to know is that Lemony Snicket is also the author of a series of books called The Series of Unfortunate Events. And the series of unfortunate events are all full of dire, horrible things that happen to some young children as they face evildoers. And they are very sort of sarcastic, snarky, humorous books. And so that's the nature of our story today, but it also has some messages for the holiday season, as many things do. From the Grinch to Scrooge to Rudolph, we see stories of love and acceptance and miracles and of helping one another in hard times. So this is titled The Lump of Coal. The holiday season is a time for storytelling, and whether you are hearing the story of a candelabra staying lit for more than a week, or a baby born in a barn without proper medicine, these stories often feature miracles. Miracles are like pimples, because once you start looking for them, you find more than you ever dreamed you'd see. And this holiday story features any number of miracles, depending on your point of view. The story begins with a lump of coal who could think and talk and walk around. Like many people who dress in black, the lump of coal was interested in becoming an artist. That was funny. Like many people who dress all in black, the lump of coal was interested in becoming an artist. The coal dreamed of a miracle, that one day it would get to draw rough black lines on a canvas, or more likely on a breast of chicken or salmon fillet participating in a barbecue. But barbecues, sadly, are for summer, and this is a holiday story, and so it takes place in the dead of winter, when the air is gray and wet shoes line up in hallways, shivering and crying tears of sleet. It is difficult to find a barbecue in the winter, although it is easy to find small animals scurrying through backyards and tipping over things, such as abandoned snow-covered lawn chairs, frozen bird baths, and forgotten bags of charcoal. And this is how our small, flammable hero of our story found itself tumbling out into the world.
Our chalice is the symbol of Unitarian Universalism, a flame created in the time of war and hardship, a flame that draws us to this week's Advent theme of joy amidst the sorrows of the world. This week of Advent, we bring you silliness, happiness, the faces of children, a story of humor, that we might feel the joy of the season today. Cool.
I just have to look it up.
Please rise in body or in spirit as we sing together our opening hymn, 237, the first Noel.
Please remain standing and join with me in saying the covenant and affirmation. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
Love
First Parish Church occupies the ancestral, traditional, and contemporary lands of the Massachusetts Nipmuc people and other indigenous people. We recognize the historic indigenous communities in this area, those who were forcibly removed from their homelands, and the indigenous individuals and communities who live here now. In offering this land acknowledgement, we affirm indigenous sovereignty, history, and experiences.
It's story time. Story time is my favorite time. Tumbling out into the world, the little lump of coal mused.
This isn't a miracle I was hoping for. Perhaps if I roll around it a bit more, I can find something interesting.
The lump of coal rolled out of the backyard, taking care to avoid the inevitable puddles of winter, and soon found itself in the center of town. You would think that the center of town would be bustling during the holiday season, but most shoppers were bustling around at the mall several miles away, so there was plenty of room on the sidewalk for the lump of coal. It window shopped for a while, and then to its delight, the lump of coal found itself outside an art gallery. In the window were several paintings that looked like someone had taken a dark, crumbly substance and smeared it all over a piece of paper.
I can't believe it. Here's the art gallery that displays art. They lumps of coal. It's a miracle,
Cried the lump of coal. When the lump of coal rolled inside, however, it discovered that the art gallery was not a miracle after all. We do not represent artists such as yourself, said the gallery owner. The gallery owner had a long, oily mustache and a strange accent that the lump of coal suspected was fake. We have a wide selection of works by human beings that suits us just fine. Please go away and don't leave any smudges on my artistic floor. Disappointed, the lump of coal rolled outside.
That wasn't an artistic opportunity I was hoping for. If I roll around a bit more, perhaps I can find
It said to itself.
thing.
The lump of coal rolled farther down the block and stopped in front of a building where powerful smells were wafting, a phrase which here means coming from nearby, even though the door was closed. The building was named Mr. Wong's Barbecue Palace and Secretarial School, which made the lump of coal gasp in delight, because I forgot to tell you for the sake of argument that the lump of coal could read.
It's a miracle.
Cried the lump of coal. And certainly there was every reason to believe this was so. A Korean restaurant is an excellent opportunity to enjoy indoor barbecue. In fact, many such establishments have small barbecue pits installed in the tables, so you can do the barbecuing yourself. We're going to take a pause in the story now, and we're going to share with each other some of our joys and sorrows, Our joys and sorrows time is a time for the things on our hearts and minds that need to be heard by the gathered community. If you would like a follow-up call by a lay minister or the minister, please send an email to the email in here. We're going to light a first candle. The first candle I'm going to light this morning is one that acknowledges that this weekend 2 pretty horrifying acts of violence occurred. One in Australia and one in Providence, Rhode Island. And we want to light this candle as a candle of light against the violence in our world.
All right, we will light 2 final candles, one for the cost of war, and the other for those joys and sorrows and concerns still left in your hearts.
I invite you into a spirit of prayer and or meditation. Our meditation and prayer this morning comes from Gordon McKemmon, How Does One Address a Mystery? How does one address a mystery? Cautiously. Let us go cautiously then to the end of our certainty, to the boundary of all we know, to the rim of uncertainty, to the perimeter of the unknown which surrounds us. Reverently, let us go with a sense of awe, a feeling of approaching the powerful holy whose lightning slashes the sky, whose persistence splits concrete with green sprouts, whose miracles are present in every place and moment. Hopefully, out of our need for wholeness in our own lives, the reconciliation of mind and heart, the conjunction of reason and passion, the intersection of timeless with time. Quietly. For no words will explain the inarticulate or summon the presence that is always present, even in our absence. But what shall I say? Anything, any anger, any hope, any fear, any joy, any request, any word that comes from the depth of being addressed to being itself. Or perhaps nothing. No complaint, no request, no entreaty, no thanksgiving, no praise, no blame, no pretense of knowing or of not knowing. Simply be in the intimate presence of mystery, unashamed, unadored, unafraid. And at the end, say, Amen. This morning, our children have prepared a special holiday dance for you under the direction of dancer Lindsay LaPointe.
continuing with our story. When the lump of coal rolled inside, however, it discovered that it was not a miracle at all. The air was filled with the smell of oregano, which is not a Korean spice, and the owner was wearing a pair of ugly aprons and a rude scowl on her face. "I don't need any coal," she said. "I get all my coal from a Korean restaurant supply factory. Everything in this restaurant has to be 100% Korean."
One isn't even a Korean name. And judging by the smell, I don't think you're using proper Korean.
The lump of coal said. "Please go away," said the restaurant owner, "and don't leave any smudges on my Korean floor." The lump of coal did what it was told and began to grow very despondent, a word which means certain that a miracle would not occur after all.
Perhaps the miracles only happen to human beings. Or maybe miracles are genuine as once Korean barbecue palace and Secretarial. Perhaps I should bury myself and become a diamond after thousands of years of intense pressure.
It said. Just when the lump of coal was ready to return to its bag in the backyard, however, it ran into someone I'm sure I don't have to introduce you. It was a man with a long white beard, dressed in a bright red suit.
Santa Claus is a miracle,
Cried the lump of coal. I'd like to now introduce the offertory. Ellen Kissinger would have introduced our plate sharing, but unfortunately she has a sore throat and cold. So that will be introduced more officially next Sunday. But our plate sharing will be for the Boston area gleaners. So we share our weekly offering. Half of it goes to one of the charities that we have voted on and asked for. So you may donate by check out to First Parish or online. Now the offering will please be taken.
Continuing our story, I'm not a miracle, said Santa Claus. And I'm not really Santa Claus. I'm an employee of the drugstore, dressed up and giving out coupons. The real Santa Claus is at the mall.
Do you have any use for me? I'm an artist at heart. I'm very helpful with cooking me,
said the lump of coal. Santa Claus sighed. Well, they said, my stepson is a very disobedient boy named Jasper. His mother used to say that he had an artistic temperament, but I think he's a brat. You're just the thing to put in his stocking as punishment.
I guess that's better than nothing,
the lump of coal said. And when Santa Claus put him in Jasper's stocking, the lump of coal found that being in a cozy sock was, in fact, better than nothing. And when Jasper found the lump of coal, things became even better than nothing. He cried out,
"A lump of coal! I've been wanting to create some abstract art featuring rough black lines."
I'll be happy to be an assistant.
Egad, you can talk? It's a miracle!
cried Jasper. It was a miracle, although the miracles didn't stop there. Jasper and the lump of coal collaborated on a number of remarkable objets d'art, which the art gallery sold for an enormous fortune. That was a miracle. Jasper and the lump of coal used this fortune to visit Korea, where they'd always wanted to go. And when they came back, they bought the restaurant and turned it into a proper place, known as Yi-sung's Korean Barbecue Palace and Secretarial School, after the famous Korean poet who was unfairly imprisoned for crimes he did not commit. That was a miracle, too. In the daytime, the two friends cooked genuine Korean food, and in the evenings, they produced works of abstract art, and they never saw Santa Claus again. Although they heard that Santa Claus had been fired from the drugstore for making fun of someone. Thus ends our story. To the players. Now, please rise as you are able and body your spirit, and join in our closing hymn, number 235 in the gray hymnal, Deck the Hall. And the minister would like me to note that is one singular hall.
Now
our story concludes, all these things are miracles. It's a miracle if you can find true friends, and it is a miracle if you have enough food to eat. And it is a miracle if you get to spend your days and evenings doing whatever it is you like to do. And the holiday season, like all other seasons, is a good time not only to tell stories of miracles, but to think about the miracles in your own life and to be grateful for them. And that's the end of this particular story. Miracles can happen even to those who are small, flammable, and dressed all in black. And now I'd like to invite our actors to come forward for a round of applause. Come on forward, kids. And our readers as well. Oh, they all went up into the balcony, and I'm having to call them down. Yeah, take a bow, kids. Take a bow. There you go. Great job, everyone. And can we also have a special round of applause for our parish band here, the Evergreen Wind Ensemble. Again, miracles can happen even to those who are small, flammable, and dressed all in black. Our closing words are by James Morrison, and that's not a typo in his last name. I had to be very careful because it has fewer R's than my husband's Morrison. Within each of our hearts there is the most glorious light. Go forth and let its spark help you to understand what troubles both you and others. Go forth and let its light of reason be a guide in your decisions. Go forth and bring its ray of hope to those in need of help in both body and spirit, that they may find healing. Go forth and fan the flames of passion to help heal our world. Go forth and wear your warm glow of love, pushing back the darkness of the world. Go forth and share our glorious light of the world. Please stand in body and spirit and join in our closing song, and then our postlude you may sing along to as well. Even though I am not wearing a fancy chapeau today, we are singing what was traditional always in our mummers play of We Wish You a Merry Christmas in our conclusion.